So Plants vs. Zombies was a game that I played a lot in my childhood when I was like 11 years old. And to be honest, I never beat the game because I was kind of like bad at it. So yeah, I even remember that one time I got this premium plant, Sticky Bomb Rice, which I got from like the arena mode. So in this game, there are multiple different time periods or stages where you have to fight in, and each of them have their own special mechanics. The first one is Ancient Egypt. In this world, the main mechanics are these graves that you have to break. Plants that can't pierce targets such as pea shooters will get blocked by the graves, but zombies can pass the graves. Then you have Pirate Seas. In this world, the main mechanic are these water tiles where you can't place plants and only certain zombies can swing past or fly across the water tiles. To be honest, I'd say that the music on the last wave carries this world. After that, you have the Wild West. In this world, the main mechanic is these minecarts where you can place a plant and slide them across a column. I didn't really like this world that much, to be honest. Then you go to Frostbite Caves. In this world, the main mechanics are that the plants will occasionally freeze. You can break the ice by having plants attack them, but the easier method is to just place fire plants close to them, which will thaw the ice. There are also sliding tiles which slide the zombies through lanes. To be honest, this world was more fun than I thought it would be. After that world, you go to the Lost Temple. The main premise of this world is that you have gold tiles that will occasionally give sun when you plant on them. This is a pretty good world. Next up, it's the Far Future. In this world, the main mechanic are these tiles where when you use plant food, which gives a power up to the plants, on a plant on a specific tile, all the other plants on corresponding tiles will also get the plant food effect. I remember this being the farthest I've made it in this game when I was 11. Then we have Dark Ages. In this world, sun doesn't naturally spawn from the sky unlike other worlds, so you have to manage the sun carefully. I might have only gotten to the very beginning of the world before that, but that was probably the most farthest I've made it. I remember when I was younger that I did not like this world at all, but after returning, it wasn't too bad. Oh yeah, and also, the graves also spawn back in this world. And now we have arrived to Neon Mixtape Tour. The main premise of this world is that different music will play, and depending on the music, certain zombies will have their mechanics activated and the speed of all zombies might change. So I decided to start making this video on Neon Mixtape Tour when I got to day 8, so this is when we'll actually start documenting the days. So day 8 wasn't really too bad. It was just a couple zombies, and yeah, we just had to take care of them, so this was just a pretty easy day, I guess. So day 9 was actually kind of brutal because you have to produce a lot of sun and yet at the same time defend all these zombies, which was hard. So in the end, I ended up defeating all the zombies but just not getting enough sun. I tried a couple times and I just couldn't beat it, and yeah, I had to restart here. But the solution was just to spam a bunch of fat beets since the sunflowers gave us a bunch of sun. And when you have spammed fat beets, then it's a lot easier because yeah, they just do more damage when spammed, but they're still not very good because you can't really spam them because they cost 150 sun each. But after completing day 9, we got a pretty OP plant, which is the Time Warp. Basically, this plant just sends all the zombies back in time, which is pretty OP. And we also made it to day 10, which is just the conveyor belt levels. For me, the conveyor belt levels are kind of easier because you don't gotta plan out your deck or everything. The winning deck is already there. And I guess it's random chance because of the plants, or maybe it's not random, I just didn't check. But yeah. Oh, and we also get introduced to these DJ zombies, which are kind of annoying because they have a mic that just straight up destroys the plants. So for day 11, we got a pre-selected deck for us, and one of the plants are 3-peaters, so yeah, this day was okay, I guess. So for day 12, the only thing I have to say about this world is that we had to fight a friggin' gargantuar. So for day 13, I had to use 2000 sun to plan my defense beforehand. So what I decided going was an infinite in the front and using its super to make like defense on all lanes. Then put AKEs in the back and repeaters in front of them, and I put only one torchwood because I didn't have enough sun for multiple torchwoods on all lanes. But sadly, this defense did not end up working. So instead, I decided to get rid of the AKEs and just put the repeaters and torchwoods, and it actually worked. I got them on all 5 lanes, and I even had some extra sun to spare for some magnet shrooms, which basically, yeah, these guys just like take like any metal or buckets from zombies. Now day 14 was kind of easier because I just got given these cactus plants, which are pretty good. And yeah, because we got these plants was kind of easy. For day 15, we had to protect these endangered fat beets. Now day 16 was just a full-on nightmare, bro. So first of all, bro, we literally got 3 gargantuars we had to deal with. And yeah, not only that, we didn't even have any lawnmowers, bro. So we actually gotta like defeat them with our plants. After completing day 17, we got garlic. Basically, what this guy does is whenever a zombie comes to him and bites him, they get switched to another lane. Fast forward to day 19, and we got these cool little electric blueberries, which are pretty OP. Now, day 19 was pretty hard because it was a do not trample the flowers level. And what's even worse, there's literally a gargantuar in this level, bro. So yeah, I ended up losing the first time. So this level was hard. I lost again and again and again. Oh yeah, and also again, till I finally ended up completing it and I got the spore shroom. Next, we get introduced to the gamer zombie. This guy basically has an arcade machine that just summons a bunch of zombies, and it's kind of annoying. And you gotta beat the monster and also break the arcade machine. Fast forward to day 26, and it was a protect the endangered plants level where we had to protect spore shrooms. It wasn't all bad though, because we had these punk zombies to kick them back, which made it a bit easier, even though they were like at the very front. But I mean, this level is still hard because there's a freaking DJ zombie that keeps coming to one of the endangered plants that just keeps destroying them. Although I didn't show myself completing day 26, I'm gonna just skip and show day 28. And yeah, in this one, they kind of spammed a lot of like those 8-bit gamer zombies, but we still survived, which is good. Fast forward to day 30, and this level was like hard, bro. I actually lost multiple times, so basically, you have like a limited number of plants, which kind of sucks. And yeah, that's gonna make it harder. And they also threw gargantuars in here, which is like kind of frustrating, bruh. And we also get these like little like speaker zombies, which like basically like stops the plants from doing their thing, which is kind of annoying. Now we ended up defeating that, and then now we're gonna make it to the boss fight. So the boss fight wasn't actually bad compared to what other people were saying about it, at least for me. It was pretty fine. People were complaining about how it was super hard, but for me it wasn't like the worst. And yeah, like it was annoying how like he like did that little attacking thingy where he like took down 2 full lanes, but we still managed to do it first try. And with that, the Neon Mixtape tour is finished, and now we make it to the Jurassic Marsh. Now, Jurassic Marsh is a world that I was excited for because like it has these like cool looking prehistoric plants, which are also OP, and you can see that one of them is the prehistoric pea shooter. Yeah, I think this plant looks pretty cool, and its ability is cool too. It basically shoots peas that knock the zombies back, which yeah, that's pretty OP. And basically the mechanic of this world is that there's like dinosaurs and stuff, different dinosaurs that basically help the zombies. So yeah, that will make it kind of hard. You may also notice that this is day 2. I couldn't find the footage for day 1, but basically day 1 they just gave us the prehistoric pea shooter, but in day 2 we actually got it as our own plant. Day 3 is interesting because we got another conveyor belt level, and we got to use one of the premium plants, which is Grape Shot. Grape Shot is so OP, bro. It just like insta-kills like so many zombies. Day 4 was just a regular old day, but we got prehistoric walnut. And basically this one just like you can plant it more quickly than the regular walnut, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, that's pretty good too. So sadly, many footage of me completing levels was lost, so we have to make it all the way here to day 16. And we did end up getting one plant, which is the perfume shroom. Basically, it like makes the zombies good and be on your side. And for some reason it said day 16 was like a boss level. But basically all it was there's no lawnmowers and it's a conveyor belt level. And there are some gargantuars and yeah. But I did end up losing the first time, which is pretty sad. Now some footage got corrupted again and it didn't show me beating day 16, but I did get to record beating day 17, and this day was pretty important because it's when we got the primal sunflower, which is arguably one of the best sun producers, if not the best sun producer in the game. Basically, she gives large suns instead of the normal, like regular sized ones. These suns give 75 sun. So she costs 75 sun and gives 75 sun. So I was scared for day 19 because it was a do not trample the flowers level. And the flowers were like decently far in. But that was until I found out that it was one of those levels where they give you a premium plant. For this one, we got the cold snapdragon. This guy is just insanely OP. Like, look at this. He just slows down those zombies so well. And they could, like, barely get to the line. And they just end up dying, bruh. And yeah, like, these levels are just, like, really easy because they just give you all these, like, good plants. And yeah, it also, like, my recording for, day 18 also got corrupted because it just keeps happening. But on day 18, we get introduced to these new dinosaurs, which are the T-Rex. Now, the T-Rex is so annoying, bro. This guy just, like, speeds them up so fast. It's actually crazy. But yeah, this level, it wasn't much of an issue because, yeah, we just got, like, these snapdragons to take care of it. But the good thing is, any, like, slowing dune plant, like these, like, snapdragons here, they, like, just, like, cancel out the effect of the T-Rex. So yeah, that's pretty nice. Day 20 is a produce the sun day. For this day, you have to produce 2,000 sun. Now, initially, I thought this one was gonna be hard and I was gonna lose, but I somehow did it first try. Even, like, what even made it harder was that there was a gargantuar, but I just somehow did it. For day 21, we get introduced to the Jurassic bully zombie.
What he's doing? Why you bully me?
Basically, this guy's gimmick is that the prehistoric pea shooters, they can't push him back with the peas. They can like stun him for a little bit, but they can't like push him back. Day 22 was a plan your defense day, and for this one I just put like defense of prehistoric pea shooters and torchwoods and some of these like kelp guys. I forgot what their name is in the back. Which, like, yeah, I did that because there's pterodactyls in this level, and they will just bring the zombies all the way back. And also, the torchwoods, they actually clear, like, whole lanes of zombies when they get killed. So, I had a strategy of just keep, like, replacing them every time they got killed. And yeah, that actually worked, and I ended up winning first try. So in day 23, we got to use the primal potato mine, and this guy is arguably one of, if not the best plant in the game. First of all, he only takes 5 seconds to arm, which is like a big upgrade from the regular potato mine. And he also explodes and kills zombies in a 3x3 radius. So yeah, it makes sense why this guy's the best plant. And I also think his design looks pretty cool. And after you complete day 23, you end up unlocking him. For day 25, we get introduced to these new dinosaurs that push zombies as far as there's a plant. These guys are pretty annoying, not gonna lie. Day 26 was a do not plant on the mold colonies day where we couldn't plant on the mold colonies. The annoying thing was that I actually did complete this one, but after I did it, like the game like bugged and it said I didn't do it, so I had to redo it again. But I ended up using a power-up, which is just kind of annoying, but we still did it. And the strat was just to kind of just spam potato mines. Day 27 was a plan your defense day, and for this one I just did the same thing as that other level, except I added a bunch of these primal potatoes in the front. And bro, this worked way better than it should have. Like, it was hilariously easy. Like, I full-on speedran this part, and not only that, if you plant food, the potato mines, they spawn more. So I could just like replant them over and over again by just like spawning more and more. Or I could have just planted them with the sun, but I didn't do that. But bro, I just straight up speedran this level. Look, I already made it to the final wave like that fast while I was speaking. Yeah, these guys are just OP. Now I'm gonna fast forward to day 32, which is the boss fight. Bro, this was like the easiest boss fight out of all the worlds. For me, it is at least. Especially because I got some boosted plants, as you can see. And basically all that is that whenever you plant them, they just get their plant food effect automatically. But even without that, it's still easy because the primal pea shooters, they straight up just stun the freaking boss. And then he just keeps getting stunned and he couldn't do anything. So this is literally like one of the easiest boss fights ever. So for Big Wave Beach, the mechanic is that part of the map is covered in water and you basically cannot plant there unless you have a lily pad. Which, yeah, we will need this plant for this one. And the amount of water can vary for like each level in this world. So yeah, this might be pretty hard. But this was day 1 and day 1 was really easy, so yeah. So for day 3, we got to use the man himself, Chomper. And yeah, you can see his like plant food effect and stuff. So yeah, there's nothing much to say about this world beside that. And I also forgot to mention that you can see like a green line. That's basically how far the water goes. And the water can also like go back or go forth, depending on what wave it is. So yeah, you can sometimes plant a little bit on like the water tiles, but they might come back. For day 5, we got to use these plants called tangle kelps. Basically, whenever a zombie steps on them, they get killed straight up. This, there's nothing much to say about this level besides that. It's a conveyor belt level, yeah, but that's it. So for day 6, we got most of the plants chosen for us, and I got to pick 2 plants for myself, and I chose Torchwood and Time Warp. And this level was actually like easier than I thought it was gonna be. We also get introduced to these scuba diving zombies. Basically, no plants can get them. Only when they get up to eat something, that's when the plants can start like shooting them or whatever. And I think the whole point was that the tangle kelps, they were supposed to counter them, so you use tangle kelps. But the torchwoods also work in a way, so yeah. And this is also the level where we get tangle kelp as one of our plants. Day 7 is pretty diabolical because all the tiles are water tiles. So I was kind of forced to just plant lily pads everywhere. But still, this one worked out well. And yeah, I did pretty good and I got this OP setup. Day 8 was actually pretty cool. We got a conveyor belt level and we used these bowling bulbs to do it. And some of them were like insta-kill ones that just killed everything except gargantuar. So we just used those ones and we had to save those when it's useful. So yeah, pretty fun and interesting level. For day 10, we had to do a conveyor belt level and we got to use the actual like bowling ball plants. For day 11, we get introduced to the surfing zombie. Basically, what this guy does is he just like surfs on like the tides, but once he gets to land and he gets close to a plant, he just straight up just kills that plant and replaces it with a surfboard. And what's even more annoying is that like that thing takes millennium. Like that surfboard takes a millennium to break. And at first I thought he was annoying, but he actually isn't that bad because like even like a little bit of damage is enough to just kill him. Day 15 is a protect the endangered plants level. The plant in question, freaking potato mine. Yeah, you're gonna see how this one goes. I died at this one like 2 times, but eventually I got it. Day 16 is marked as a boss level, and yeah, basically it's also just like a conveyor belt level where there's no lawnmowers, but I heard this one's really hard, and I still like managed to do it first try, but I had to use a lot of power-ups. Fast forward to day 18 and we get to use this new plant called guacadile. Basically, this guy just he shoots avocado pits, and whenever a zombie gets to him, he like does like a lane clearing attack where he just runs through the lane. So yeah, pretty like good plant, I'd say. Oh yeah, and we also encounter a new type of zombie, which are the octo zombies. And these guys are one of, if not the most annoying zombie in the game. Basically, what this guy does is he throws octopi at zombies, and the plants have to like take out the octopi in order for the plant to be freed. But this takes a long time, and the octopus guy is just fast, bro. So yeah, it's really hard, and you can see how like the guacamole keep getting countered by the octo zombie. So I think I just need to take this guy out immediately right when I see him in any game with like an instant plant or something. Oh yeah, not only that, even after you kill him, the octopi is still gonna be there and you still have to take it out. For day 22, we get introduced to the fisherman zombie. These guys are legit scary because they like reel your plants in and they bring them closer and closer into the water. So yeah, pretty terrifying for the plants. For day 23, we get introduced to the banana launcher, and this guy is another OP plant. So basically, you can click on him and you can choose to shoot anywhere you want on the map. And yeah, this guy is really useful for taking out the octo zombies like really quickly. And also it's just like an overall OP plant. And I also find it funny how he says every time he shoots. Day 25 is actually really hard. So you have a sun limit of 3,000, so you can't spend more than 3,000 sun. And you also have an objective of killing 10 zombies within the span of 5 seconds. All of that, and you have to fight 2 gargantuars in this level. So I lost 2 times, and eventually I just gave in and watched a YouTube tutorial, and this is the setup that ended up working. So shout out to Lutfi Game. And also, because of this, I found out that Infinite's wall literally blocks the fisherman's reel. So yeah, I'm gonna start using Infinite more now. On day 27, we unlocked the banana launcher. Fast forward to the boss fight, and this one was the first one that was actually like hard. Like I actually died a couple times before finally beating this one. And with that, we unlocked the final world, modern day. And speaking of world keys, I remember that when I was younger, there was keys that let you skip to any world, but they don't have that feature anymore. So the main mechanic of modern day is that zombies from any of the previous worlds can appear due to these portals that open up. We also get Moonflower after completing day 1. Maybe Moonflower might be the best sun producer because she can produce more sun around other shadow plants. And in modern day, the plants are all shadow type plants. Also, there is a weird glitch where when you use Time Warp while there are the skater zombies, the rainbow trail will glitch. And after completing day 4, we unlock Nightshade. Nightshade throws spinning leaves at zombies, and since shadow plants get powered when close to each other's, the Nightshade get more powerful when planted close to Moonflowers. I'd say this plant is like okay. We also encounter the newspaper zombies, and these guys are legit scary. They act like a normal zombie, but once you break their newspaper, they become angry and start tearing through all your plants. These guys are pretty hard to deal with. For day 8, we get to do a fun little matching game. So for these matching games, you have to match the same plant 3 in a row in order for one match, and you have to reach a certain number of matches, which for this one, it's 100. And whenever you match, you get more sun, which you can spend on upgrades for the plants. And the reason why we do this is because you actually have to fight off the zombies while also matching the plants. So whenever a zombie eats the plant, one tile will just be destroyed, which means you can't move the plants there in order to match them, which will become a problem. So you really gotta defend. And if you manage to match them 4 in a row, you get a plant-fooded plant, which yeah, that's pretty good. And the good thing about that is if you do it to a walnut, you can still match walnuts and keep that plant-fooded walnut. Oh yeah, and you can also use power-ups for these types of levels, which are on the bottom. On day 9, we get introduced to the balloon zombie, and all I can say about these guys is that they just fly over everything. After completing day 10, we get the shadow shroom. Basically, what this guy does is whenever a zombie eats him, they get a poison effect that causes damage over time. Fast forward to day 17 and we get introduced to the Dusklobber. The Dusklobber is considered one of the best plants in the game. And I can see why, bro. This thing is freaking busted. So basically, she lobs these like spiky cactus thingies that deal damage to plants and also deal splash damage, which hurts zombies around the zombie that got attacked. And not only that, she can also shoot in adjacent lanes, which makes this even crazier, bruh. And also her plant food ability is just insane. Fast forward to day 21 and here we get introduced to the football zombie. Basically what this guy does is he just runs until he just slams into a plant, and also when he slams into the plant, he just like gets rid of it. On day 23 we get introduced to the Grimrose. What this plant does is that it basically sends zombies to the Shadow Realm to kill them. Also after killing like 3 of them, it just like perishes. Also just take a look at this, the Octo Zombie is just crazy. And after completing day 23, we unlock the Grimrose. Fast forward to day 30, and modern day 30 is considered the hardest level in the entire game. The reason why is because you gotta prevent the zombies from trampling the flowers, but this time the flowers are so far into the map, so like you really gotta lock in. I did lose this level a couple times and this was significantly harder than the other ones, but all I had to do was just place a bunch of primal walnuts in the front and I was good. To be honest, this level was like really stressful. So now we arrived to the boss fight. For modern day, for the finale, you actually have to do 3 boss fights with random boss fights from the different eras, and each of them also have like a different like time period plant. So first I got the Pirate Seas with the Wild West plants, but the thing is this is actually not my recording because my actual recording failed. But this boss fight was like a bit easier for me because I had a boosted P-Pod. So yeah, that was okay. For the second boss fight, I actually got Big Wave Beach with the Ice Age plants at first, but mid-fight the game crashed. So yeah, that was pretty annoying. And yeah, I remember I also had like a boosted Pepper Pult during that. But yeah, that run was gone, and now I did the Dark Ages one. And yeah, the Dark Ages boss fight was actually way easier. And now this is it, the very final last day before beating the game. For the last boss fight, we got to do the Lost City boss fight with Neon Mixtape Tour plants. Eventually the entire lawn just became filled with plants, which was pretty funny. And with that, we completed the game of Plants vs. Zombies 2 in the story adventure mode. And Crazy Dave is reunited with this taco, and oh look, he even got a waffle. So yeah guys, that's the end of the vid. I've worked really hard on this, so hope you guys enjoyed it. And see you in the next one.